and welcome to the Pacific Grove Museum of Natural History's Digital Science Saturday, Funky Fungi. My name is Jacqueline, and I'm going to teach you how to dissect a mushroom. For today's activity, you're going to need a piece of paper and a pencil, a plate or a cutting board, scissors or a butter knife, and if you have forceps or an eyedropper, those would be useful as well. Of course, you're definitely going to need some mushrooms. I purchased mushrooms from the grocery store. If you have wild mushrooms in your yard, you may dissect those as well. But just know most mushrooms are toxic, so please wash your hands before and after this activity. These mushrooms here, though, are from a local mushroom farm called Monterey Mushrooms, and you can find them in most of our local grocery stores. Let's get started.
Just to review, the materials that you'll need is a piece of paper or a plate to work on, a mushroom, forceps, and a butter knife. Optional materials include an eyedropper, scissors, and a magnifying glass. The first thing that you need to do is sketch your mushroom. It is important practice for you to sketch pictures of anything that you may dissect or be observing in nature. As you sketch your mushroom, think about the textures. What are you seeing? How does it feel? What color is it? And make these notes alongside your sketch. Be sure to draw different perspectives. Flip your mushroom over and draw the underside. Try to be as detailed as possible in your sketches.
The mushrooms that we have here, we're going to dissect are button mushrooms that are found in our local grocery store and are edible. We're going to start this dissection by removing the veil that is covering up our gills. So with forceps or a butter knife, you may gently remove this thin layer of tissue that is protecting the gills.
As you are removing the veil, think about the similarities and differences between this mushroom and the one you have in front of you. The next step of our dissection is to take a look at the inside of our mushroom. Using a butter knife, go ahead and cut your mushroom into sections, sketching what the inside of your mushroom looks like along the way. The thick, meaty part of your mushroom is called the cap. Below the cap is the gills and the stalk. You can continue to cut your mushroom into sections, labeling the different parts as you go. Let's turn our attention to the gills. Overall, what do the gills remind you of? Now, let's get a little bit closer. Using your forceps, go ahead and try to remove a small piece of gills. If you have a magnifying glass, now would be the time to use it. To take a closer look at the mushroom stalk, we're going to very gently remove the stalk from the cap. The stem, similar to that of a plant, also known as the stalk, is the mushroom structure that holds it up off the ground. Next, take your stalk and start to pull it apart. You should be able to see some individual hyphae. Hyphae are thread-like tube structures that make up the stalk part of the mushroom. Individual hyphae are incredibly small. They make up a network called mycelium. If you have a magnifying glass, see if you can see the small thread-like hyphae.
Thank you for joining me for this mushroom dissection. We hope you enjoyed this family-friendly and indoor activity. You can find links to our worksheet in our description below.